Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Little Branches Crossing. Today we're all about cherries. So I'm going to be building a little cherry area, not here, but I'm showing you the area. This is my house. This is kind of a little park section that I'm going to be working on later. And it's just up from a little bridge here. So the area on the left, this spot is where we're going to be building a little cherry area. So let's start up the Island Designer app and get into the build. Enjoy! So to start, I am outlining, kind of trying to define the section between the park and where I'm going to be doing this cherry build. So I end up changing this initial outline not quite a bit, but by a couple tiles each on the top and the right-hand side. But for now, I'm going to be outlining it with the in-game wood path. And I'm making it 5x5 to start, and then I end up expanding it one tile to the right, and I end up expanding the wood tile 2 tiles to the top to include some fencing. So now I am running down to the resident services to grab a housing kit because I wanted to use the pathing glitch where you can put trees and bushes and flowers and weeds on top of the in-game pathing. And I learned about this glitch probably last month now from Kato, Console Kato on YouTube. And I learned about it from her. You grab a housing kit, so I just chose randomly, I chose Goldies, and you place it down, you imagine it, and then once you've done that, you cancel out. Once you've imagined it, you cancel out, and then you can dig into the in-game pathing. It's really neat, and I used it at the front of my island to put some trees and bushes down, and it looks so good. So I really wanted to use that hack. Here I am just eating some fruit so that I can dig up these trees. But I really wanted to use that hack to put the trees and some flowers down on the in-game pathing to make it seem more seamless. It looks really pretty when you do it that way. So here I am. I'm going to put down some more wooden plank pathing. And I will put down some fencing in place so that I can get an idea of where I'm going to be putting this. I decided to use the vertical board fencing. In each of these fruit builds, I try to use a different kind of fence. I don't end up using a different kind of in-game pathing just because there are not terribly a lot of options that really work with the fruit and the kind of wood trees. So I end up using the wood one and the terracotta pathing quite a bit. So here I am imagining Goldie's house, and then I go to dig and imagine my disappointment. I was like, what is happening? Am I not able to dig? And then I realized that they had patched the glitch, and I'm so sad about it. Fortunately, I do have a couple of spots where I already used it, and they didn't remove the trees from that and the flowers from that area, so I do have it at the front of my island. Thank goodness I matched them up before I stopped doing that, but it's a shame that I have to rub away the in-game pathing to put the flowers down, but that's what I do. And for each of these builds, I also chose a flower that I thought went well with the fruit. So for cherries, I'm choosing to do red roses. You could really use any kind of red flower. I just wanted to have variety between the different flowers that I was using for these different builds so that each of the areas had a very unique feel. So I think also that if you're not a fan of red roses, then you can use any other red flower. So I just did different flowers because I was using other flowers for other builds, and I wanted to have each build have a unique feeling. I'm using the Iron Garden furniture for the Cheri section, and I went back and forth because the Iron Garden furniture is actually my favorite furniture set, I think, with the bench and the table and the chair. And I love the green customization. I have it all over my island, but I also use white and black. And I don't know if I've used I have used the brown as well. So I love all the colors of the Iron Garden furniture. So I think that's part of what made this build a little more straightforward for me, because I just enjoy working with that. As I was building, I noticed that the furniture felt quite awkward up against the edge of the cliff and a little bit unsafe for my villagers to be sitting next to the cliff, next to the water. So I put up the fence, and I think actually the fencing on the one side looks really cute because the shadow from the vertical board fence is really nice. So I think it feels pretty cozy and more like you're in a little patio area. Less closed off. So I go back and forth a lot of times between adding this monstera in that place and adding the dress. I think I do end up actually using the dress versus the monstera there. But I just work a little bit on the orientation of my chairs and tables. End up moving that quite a bit too, just because it is a small space. I find sometimes working with bigger spaces, I tend to be a little bit more haphazard with the way that I'm placing things, and I don't really worry about them too much because I'm just placing them down. But when they're small spaces like this, you have to be a lot more intentional to make sure that it's filled. But I also like to have space to walk between, and maybe I'm a bit picky, but I like it when you can actually sit in the chairs. So if I'm blocking access to a chair, then sometimes it doesn't sit too well with me when I'm doing a build, because I do like when the villagers get to sit in there. When I see my little babies sitting in my little builds, it makes me really happy. So I do like to have it completely walkable. The characters will not go through pinch spaces where you have to kind of sidestep. They won't go into those areas, so I try to avoid doing that just personally. But I do like a kind of cluttered, cozy feeling and vibe in my island. So yeah, I tend to go back and forth a little bit on that. And I end up actually blocking one of the chairs from being able to be sat in this build in particular. And there are other fruit sets like the peach chair where you can't access the peach chair from the side. So yeah, here I am going to pick some red roses from another area in my island. I'm trying to take it from an area where you won't see that I've plucked them, just so that I can place it on the table. And I don't know, what's your favorite item to place on these single space tables? It's a little tricky. I wish there was an item that was 2 coffee cups, because then you could place just one item down, but it would be 2 coffee cups, so you could align so that you could have 2 people drinking coffee together at a table, which would be super cute and romantic. I would love it. But I tend to place down either a flower like that or some kind of a candle or lighting. I do have an area where I've placed books on tables and that kind of thing. I do find that cute as well. So yeah, here I am deciding, you know what, I think I'm going to make that chair inaccessible because I would like to have a full space behind the bottom chair. And I moved the cherry hat over here, the cherry hat is actually super adorable. It kind of looks like a little heart. And I never thought about the cherry stuff before doing this video, and it's super cute. Cherry speakers, I mean, that's classic. That is like from the initial first game ever, they had the cherry speakers. And I caught Fuchsia the other day singing, standing beside the cherry speakers, which was super adorable. Which is why I'm unsure about placing that custom design of the box in front of the cherry speakers. I end up removing it eventually because of that. And the creator who's created all of these umbrella boxes that I'll be using in all the native fruit builds, I will put below, and I'll put their creator code on the screen right now. Super talented. I love these umbrella boxes. And I need to use more of these custom designs, the new pro designs, like the face cutout standee is super cute, but I haven't found a lot of places to use it on my island yet. Although I am super tempted to do a camper van build somewhere. I do have my whole campsite area, and maybe I'll put a camper. Maybe I'll try to squeeze a camper in there as well, but I'm not really sure. There's not a whole lot of room in that area anymore, unfortunately. And in all of these fruit builds, I do try to limit the amount of custom designs that I'm using. I did use a custom design for the pear area, but I don't think it was totally necessary. And I do end up using one on the coconut build, but I think you could have easily avoided using that design. It was just a preference for me to put a custom design on the beach specifically, because the beach can feel a little bit blank, especially when you put furniture on it. So custom designs are really nice in that case. But yeah, I'm just kind of wrapping up doing the final finishing details, and then we'll do a final walkthrough with all of the flowers grown in. All right, we have time traveled a little bit just so that we can see the flowers grown in. There's the edge of it. I'm so happy with how this turned out. I'm so happy with how this turned out right now. I was not looking forward to doing the cherries because I thought there's not really that many items, and I'm not really a big red person. I'm in a giant red hoodie today, but I'm not really a red person. But this makes me super excited to work with red, especially for the apple area. So I'm looking forward to that. What can I say? It's pretty small. It's more of a rest stop on the edge of the park, I would say. But this cherry spot, especially with the confetti in the background, as you saw, I tried to do the pathing glitch, and apparently it's been patched. So I have a couple of spots where I've used that hack. Unfortunately, I won't be able to use it again, which is too bad because I really do like the way that it looks. So that's unfortunate, but you know what? It still turned out really cute. I put the fencing along the side so that you can see down into Tia's little tea area. I think I might change out her furniture to the white garden furniture just so that it stands out from this cherry zone up here. But yeah, the iron garden furniture, I was thinking that we could use the black iron garden furniture as well. However, it looked a little bit too severe, if that makes sense. The green ties in with the green of the stem of the cherry a lot better, makes it feel a lot more bright and fun. But you could very easily do black and use the black cherry customization of the speakers, and it would still look pretty cool. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for my other fruit inspired builds around my island. I do have apples, oranges, peaches, and pears left to do. So this is my first native fruit. I did do the coconuts as well. I'll link to that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!